think it's a great social
Oh my god, what team are you on?
I'm on the
Right,
other
so it's like
team.
one.
Me too.
And part of the reason
that
we changed the
silly.
character
But if you catch
to
it,
is that
you
like
gotta know what to do with it.
level 1,
Some will struggle, some will
tier 1,
swim.
you
Everyone
have
is
one
laughing.
proficiency.
But it's your class to come out on top. This is a great excuse for some serious fun and a way to meet people like you and never see them again. We games begin at sunset every night. See it for your own Civic Park or start your own game. And because it's night, it's not too embarrassing to play a strip version.
Or if that is the thing that your character wants to do, like if that's what you want to do for your character.
I can't imagine any players out there really want to do
There's a gritty new show this season on Weasel, where the law is the drama, and the drama is the law.
Another thing that we did, like plan for adventure, playing an adventure, running an adventure, I've been up to
disabled
more
brother
specific,
advertise doesn't exist. Only married to it 'cause you've got great guns.
Catch it Thursdays on Weasel before it catches you.
Yeah, hone them in on the new mechanics that have in play. There's some downtime stuff in there, like downtime now with 4GMs.
That's because they never existed.
When your players take a short rest, you also get to gain fear. And you get to long-term countdown.
All you have to do is read and
that's kind of a nice way for when players want to take a rest. You're like, great, you take a rest, open to you. And that reinforces that they can't necessarily just take 1,000 rests and everything will be fine, but things really progress as they progress. I love it. I like it.
We're a huge corporation.
And we can't be stopped. The album series is now
It's time for the lucky bell.
to rebalancing those
From the factory floor to your plate, the chicken's
difficulty and damage that you have. Damage I say, well, you'll also see across all
chemicals, what the hell?
Make my breath swell.
They're full of hormones so they get fat. At least we know we're slipping right.
limit
I love chicken with a shady smell, and that's why I love Clucking Bell.
Clucking Bell! Suffering never tasted so good!
Like, if you want to be the person that rolls a bunch of dice, you're up into that. As opposed to, yeah, I am too, but I would also know the people that are like, I don't want to roll 6 dice.
Come red, boys, we got a last one.
So yeah, things have been rebalanced.
Much like the rest of the world is infested with unwanted vermin. Commando pest eradication will wage war on nature, so you don't have it.
Hello, man.
Nice shot, you're here! There's a bug in the kitchen!
You did the right thing, man. We'll take it from here. Everything's gonna be okay.
Commando pest eradication uses only the most lethal chemicals to rid your home of unwanted life. Our team is composed of military trained professionals that know how to take care of a messy situation fast. After successfully defoliating Vietnam, we've turned our attention to the home front. Your home front.
We've got the situation contained, sir.
So if you're looking for ways to do that, definitely go check out the environment section.
Jesus, what the hell is this?
It's my daughter!
Looks more like Vietcong to me.
Commando pest eradication will kill everything in sight, so you feel safer. It's the war on nature. This time, we're winning.
Some of the locations as well, which I'm excited for.
Coming soon to the Los Santos Convention Center, it's Mike Andrews.
Poor people, stop complaining. Start living. You can't take the money with you when you die. Even I can't.
He's changed millions of lives with his book, Rags Are Riches. This all-day seminar features workshops on cooking potatoes, dumpster diving, huffing paint, bathing alternatives, and pharmaceutical baking.
Instead of complaining about being poor, lady, enjoy it.
Mike, I can't feed my kids, and the rent's due.
Whoa, bitch, settle it down. Are you saying this ain't the greatest country in the world? Wait, hold on, wait, everyone. USA, USA.
Hear Mike's favorite programs, such as There's No Rich People, The Rich Are Miserable, Play Harmonica, and Expect Less, Achieve More. See Mike Andrews live for only $200, payable in 10 installments. Reserve your seat today.
If you haven't played that yet or run that yet, you might have a chance.
Why are there dinosaurs?
Why do people die meaningless deaths? Is there other life in the universe?
Why do I have to be monogamous?
Do you want answers? Have you searched literature and philosophy for years and has colored the pages of history, searching for a button to find those answers are here.
For all of you who have played that episode.
Religion is a deeply
there are
personal
many domain
experience.
ancestry subclass cards that have changed. Too many for us to list now. If you go and look at the change log,
All you have to do is read and understand the Epsilon Tract, and the secrets of the universe will be open to you. The Epsilon
an updated folder
This time
because
around,
all the characters
personal.
changed. Most of the domain cards and ancestry and subclass cards had some sort of modification to them in some way. So if you have downloaded it before, just know you're going to download everything again because 1.5 is our like final push until the game comes out.
Yeah,
ultimately,
pretty much.
like is this version you're going to have. And to also speak to that, like there's still going to be typos. There's still going to be things that we missed. There's still going to be some artifacts from old playtests. Please call those out for us if you see them. But the game has not gone through like a full editing pass or anything. So like all of that is what we're going to live with in the open beta in 1.5 for right now. Let us know if you find anything that seems like it's egregious, but just know that we know that they're there. Our goal is to get you the game in as good a form as we could for right now as we take the game back into playtesting and into closed playtesting and get everything ready for play out in the book.
Yeah.
So
We're getting close, y'all. We're getting close. And right now, like this whole update kind of really represents our focus on mechanical balancing the system, while still making Daggerheart feel fun and heroic, flexible and immersive and collaborative to play at the table. So in all ways that it does that, let us know if you like. In all ways that you can improve that, you want to see it kind of boost. This is your chance. Last chance. Please do get in there and make it awesome.
yeah, I mean we have if you haven't looked at the manuscript already, there are like chapters on how to run an adventure, and like there's a whole section on campaign frames, and there's the adventures that we put out, and environments and locations, and a bunch of world building tools is a really cool, I think I talked about last time, the like one-shot Mad Libs thing that you fill out if you just want to get a one-shot off the ground, and we hope that allows you to have the need to be able to make this game fun. And if there's anything that feels like it's missing, now is the time to let us know, because we want to give you everything we can. So we'll be looking at all the feedback over the next month with these changes, and then we go to build out the final version of it. So please go play. Get us feedback on what you like, what you don't. We'll continue taking feedback in the usual way until the end of the month, and then after that we're just going to close the current surveys. We're going to have a different way for you to be able to get us feedback. You'll still be able to provide us feedback. We encourage you to do that. We're going to be in closed testing, but we'll probably be a different survey at some time. We will not be in the same exact place.
But as a person that built my whole early career in quality assurance in the video game industry, I have a deep appreciation for having an open dialogue up until the very last minute for that one person that finds that weird game-breaking bug. Having been that person a number of times and been on the receiving end of that, we want to ensure that we still have that capability at our disposal.
We'll be thankful to you, not upset at you.
No, not at all. Please.
I can only imagine when you bring the like game-breaking bug and they're like, you can't fix it, and you're like, well, it's done.
Yeah, well, to be fair, there's a much larger, slower-moving ship in video game development than it is in thankfully. So we're a little more limber on this side, up to a point.
Up to a point. Well, and I think also the other reason why it's so important for us to get all of your feedback now is because as much as development on video games is so incredibly hard, they can release physical patches that can update the game and fix it, and for us we have to print a book. So we want to make sure when we print that book there's the least chance that something in it is wrong or broken or anything like that. So yeah. Okay, well I think we have Q&A from chat.
We do.
So want to scroll down here. Oh, somebody said
Gen Con Ventures are in fact sold out. So go watch other people play or print them out and run games in the hallway.
Yeah. That's what I would do at Gen Con, and I love it. Play in the hallway. It's the best.
Yeah, we have our first question here. Why the name Daggerheart? How did you come up with it? This was you.
It was me. It was a placeholder name.
It was a placeholder name. I think you pitched it originally as like, well, it's a system that allows, you know, heroic combat. So there's, you know, dagger to the enemy's heart, and it kind of has that visceral feel, but also emotional, gripping, you know, which can be a dagger to the heart. And so it had that kind of duality. I remember, like, me and Travis, when you originally brought it to us, we were like, okay, well, it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can come up with something better. And we're like, I think it like as much as we tried to iterate on it.
We played with a bunch of different names, and we're like, it feels like it has. And also, I think the thing that I didn't realize at the time, but kind of became a big part of the way that we saw the game was this like duality of it. You know, the game has both heroic fantasy fighting and also like the emotional, narrative-focused story game kind of stuff, and it also has like a hope and fear die, like the duality of the hope and fear die, the duality of like, you know, the adversaries and the PCs. Like there were a lot of dualities that started to present themselves in the game, and so having a name that also had that duality going on became more and more clear that like maybe this was the right name for the game.
Like conflict and emotion. Dagger.
Well, it's what you all do so well at this like company in general, right? Like we try and make stories that both are combat, that are like fun, exciting adventure, and also heartfelt, and you know, make these people fall in love with the characters. So like trying to also take a cue from what the company was built on, and say like, how can I make a game that feels like it reinforces what we all love?
We tried to come up with a better name. Over time, it was the perfect name. Let's really answer your question. So we embraced it.
Any plans for source books or GMs who are not as strong at world building?
You don't need this no more.
Yeah, I mean, there's campaign frames and locations.
The campaign frames and locations are specifically designed to be tools for people that don't feel comfortable building an entire setting, or even just diving into a very clearly defined setting. Books, the other challenge too, when I started GMing, getting a setting guide can be overwhelming. It can be like everything is so defined. I feel like I have to now research this like a college, you know, major. So the purpose behind the campaign frames and the locations and those tools are to be a relatively easy to digest and accessible reference point to give you a structure and to teach you to begin to build your own settings off of what's provided to you. As to any sort of source books, in success, that would be great. You know, we have a bunch of ideas in our heads about things, but right now we gotta keep focusing on the actual game.
Well, and I think too, one of the things that I did when I started running Daggerheart, and I knew I wanted to get this like collaborative world building, was that I also looked at so many source books for so many other, like so many setting books for so many other games, and was like, oh, that's interesting to me. Can I play this game in that setting, right? Or like, can I play this game in this setting? And so I would also encourage you, if you're somebody who really enjoys having a source book to run things from, really enjoys having like the, you know, 200, 300, 400 pages of like lore that you can look back on, you can still take a source book for now while we're still in, you know, beta, or while we're still in development on the game before it comes out. Like, you can take the book and bring it over and play in that setting.
You can run the Tal'Dorei Reborn book in this setting. We have a lot of really cool ideas, and there is a lot of, we plan to support this system with a lot of cool things for many years to come.
We gotta get number one.
But we gotta get the actual game done first.
In talking about campaign frames, is there one you were super excited to include in production? Like, I'm gonna assume, like, is that one that we're excited to include in the final book?
The day of liberation is here. Throughout history, only the biggest and strongest survive. Being big means you're successful, and women love big men. And as a successful man, you need to feel comfortable when you're sitting down to read. Clothes for the bigger man. Don't be bound by society, bogus medicine, and the media with their unhealthy focus on being skinny. Don't be constrained by trying to squeeze into a triple X. Bored of feeling like a man in a sausage skin in your size 48 jeans? Bored of being uncomfortable?
fun thing.
Kilimanjaro, the
And so
close
Wither
shot
Wild
for
lends itself
enormous
to
men.
that
We're
really
fighting
easily.
to
And I
end
wanted to
hunger.
lean into that.
Yours.
And to be fair as well, like the Sablewood, which is one of the locations in the game, kind of feels that way as well. It's sort of like a whimsical
Gosh, I remember that day like it was yesterday.
but
Jennifer looked
Five
so
Banners
beautiful.
Burning
I knew I'd love her
then
forever.
takes that and
she
says
was
like
driving
we can
along
also
a
run a
canyon and
pretty
her brakes went out.
campaign, like a pretty political campaign.
I'm moving on
it
now and
aren't
married
just
someone
limited,
half
like,
my age.
you can play in whatever way you want there. So
I started my